Right, so I'm now in the Brecon Beacons, and I'll tell you what, this is an amazing road for this machine. It just tilts and turns in so smooth, and I've got it in fully manual mode at the moment because the automatic is really good. However, it doesn't allow you full flexibility of the gears sometimes. When you're going through some of the corners, it wants to upshift a little bit, and sometimes you don't want the gears. So yeah, fully manual for me. And the handling of this bike for a proper off-roader adventure bike, it is phenomenal. It just handles like a real agile, nimble bike, and the pickup as well, it's really good. Suspension is so soft, it is unreal. It's like you're on a bed of air. If you are looking for a Honda Africa Twin, definitely consider it. It is really good. I mean, this bike is a big old girl, yet I'm cruising through the Brecon Beacons with no problem whatsoever. It's not giving me any issues. It gives you great feedback. Right, so let's talk about the DCT transmission for a few moments. So I've currently got it in manual mode, and it's giving the best control over the bike. You've got sport mode, and you've got 3 settings on the sport mode, which is really good. It still lets you adjust your gear changes. However, it does hold the gears a lot longer than the fully automatic. Now it is a good gearbox. It's slightly intrusive when you're wanting to do slow maneuvers, say up a hill, because the gears want to go up quite quickly, and it does sit in 6th gear quite a lot when you're on the normal automatic mode, which is good if you're on the motorway. However, if you go anywhere else, you're in town, you're in the Brecon Beacons, it is too quick to move up the gears. So although this is a fantastic gearbox, and I'm not going to knock it, and I would happily have this bike, there are still some times when you do want to be able to just change gear manually, and that is where Honda's separate manual gearbox comes into its own. And like I was showing you a minute ago, you've got your downshift and your upshift, and it is literally a case of press a button and the bike will change very quickly for you. As soon as you press it, look, down gear now, straight down gear. So I've got 2/3 of the engine braking, which is controlling the bike nicely downhill. I can go up gear, let it roll on a bit more, instantly pulls away. It's only got 1/4 of the full power running at the moment. But these roads are absolutely amazing. This is what you want to be doing if you test riding the Honda Africa Twin. Again, this is just the base model, this is not the adventure model, but for an entry-level Africa Twin, it is really good. You've got to be so careful riding around here with all the sheep literally on the corner of the road. This is an absolutely brilliant ride on this motorbike. I'm so glad that we came up to Wales to test ride the Honda Africa Twin. Absolutely perfect. Right, so we're on a bit of a gravel track here. I'm going to put the bike into a different mode, so I'm going to go off-road mode, and let's see how the bike handles. So far it feels quite nice. It is really loose ground. I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but you can really feel the ground pulling out from underneath. Quite a few sheep around the Brecon Beacons, so unfortunately we did see one get whacked by a van at one point. Bit of a dead end, but let's turn it round. Alright, try and get it back. Alright, how are we getting on? There we go. Right, so here we go. Bit more of a, yeah, it's got quite good traction, going over some loose rocks in the middle. Pick the speed up a little bit. Yeah, it's really stable, this bike. So yeah, if you are thinking about buying the Africa Twin to take it off-road, I know that wasn't proper off-roading, but it was loose gravel, you can definitely do it with this bike. I know I keep saying it, but I'm so glad that I bought the Africa Twin for this adventure. It is such an amazing motorcycle. It just handles beautifully. The suspension is really smooth. The visibility it gives you is outstanding. You can see so far. Got a couple of cars coming up the hill. Yeah, I could see them from around that corner because I'm up nice and high. So the Africa Twin is such a good motorcycle to buy, even this basic entry level one. If you want to take a bike on an adventure but you're not going to be going all the time and you don't want to spend out on all the hard panniers, fit some soft ones like I did. £30 second hand off of Facebook, and you've got a bike you can take a tour in. But one thing I would highly suggest is, as soon as you do buy this one, get a taller windscreen. It would just make your life so much more comfortable. And the bike handles so well going down hills. I mean, you can set its own engine braking, so as you come down it does the engine braking for you. And to be honest, a lot of the new Hondas have actually got a setting so you can set your engine braking to what you want it to be, which is quite a nice feature. But I haven't adjusted the suspension, so the suspension is as Honda have set it from factory, and it is really, really good. I've got no issues with it. Now, since I've been riding this motorcycle, it has been in total 10 hours 14 minutes, so I've really got to grips with how this bike rides, and yeah, a big thumbs up. I never thought I'd see myself on an adventure bike. However, having ridden this for a couple of days now, I'm really starting to sway towards this style of motorcycle. It just feels really confidence inspiring, comfortable. It's got a lot of electronics. I believe the Honda Africa Twin Adventure even comes with a lot more, because this doesn't have heated grip. And if I had an iPhone, I'd be able to plug that straight into the TFT display. So there is a lot more potential from this motorcycle, which I aren't able to complete at the moment, but it is there.
I hear the songs above my head, they are nearly faded. Every day I'm unafraid.
Look at that view. That is why we've come to Wales for the motorbikes. It is brilliant up here, and there's some real nice switchback bends, but I do have to keep going into fully neutral mode, fully manual mode, because coming around here the bike will actually try and change up gear, and when you're trying to negotiate a nice bend, the last thing you want is the bike gearing up, because you lose all momentum and it suddenly bogs down. So that's the only thing I'll say is really wrong with this DCT gearbox. It wants to change up gear when it wants to, being an automatic, but when you're trying to ride to the conditions of the road, it really doesn't allow you to. So it is nice being able to flick between the two so easily. Right, so what we're going to be doing now, I've got one of the best looking roads ahead of us. Don't know if you can see that, right up on the top of the Brecon Beacons. Absolutely stunning scenery. Right, let's get on the Africa Twin. Let's take it on the grass, get it going around here. I don't know if you can see that, but that is handling absolutely amazingly. Time to tackle this road, so we're going to do it in manual mode only. Look at that, this is one of the best roads I've ever ridden in the UK. Gorgeous scenery. Reminds me of a foreign country. A nice switch back here by the looks of it. Take it slow. Wow, this road is awesome. Great scenery as well. Bike accelerating, lovely. Downshift into second gear for the corner at the top. This Honda is unbelievable. Beautiful road. Great scenery. Look at this. More sheep on the road. Ooh, quite a few sheep on the road there. We'll drop it down a gear, slow down for them. What have we got over the crest? More sheep crossing the road. Literally crossing the road. And another one. Come on sheep, out you go. And the pickup on this bike, as soon as you open that accelerator, it just shifts through the gears, lovely. If you've never ridden the Brecon Beacons, I highly suggest you come up here, get a bike that you enjoy riding, and you are going to love every moment of this. The scenery is out of this world. and for the majority of us it's only a couple of hour ride from anywhere in the UK. Nice little reservoir there. A few horses in the road this time. Slow down, give them a wide berth. I fancy a horse running out in front of me. People are throwing food down for them, which is not very good. God, this is brilliant. And the Honda Africa Twin is just lapping these roads up. It is riding them beautifully. This bike has got a bit of everything. It feels like it's agile like a sports bike, comfortable like a long distance cruiser, yet has the ability to go off-road like an adventure bike. I honestly think if you buy this bike, wax some panniers on it, get a big touring windscreen, you've got a bike that is going to suit every riding style that you come across. That was a brilliant road. So it looks like we've taken a route onto a brand new section of road with a really nice bridge. That's quite cool. It's quite nice to have an empty road on the motorway system. Right, the Honda Africa Twin as a camping motorcycle is absolutely brilliant. This is the third night we've taken it camping. All the luggage is kitted up, ready to go, and we're off. So I've started getting on this bike nice and easy. Stand up onto the foot peg, side stand up, handbrake off, fully off, make sure it's off, there we go. Put it into drive and off we go, nice and easy. So it is a really good versatile motorcycle. This just works really well. Even without panniers, it's just got great luggage capacity. You can just put everything over the back and not need to worry about what you got. It's got good mounting points for the bungee straps going onto the pillion pegs, also the chassis rail if that's what you're after. Off we go home. You can see it just gears up nicely, fourth, fifth, second, there we go, fifth. So it does move very quickly through the gears, but that's not a bad thing. The motorcycle is amazing on fuel economy, literally amazing. We're here with the Triumph Tiger 1050 Sport, and I think on average I'm getting about 80 miles more than the Tiger. It's a cool bridge, it's quite nice. Lovely river right next to our campsite. Now if you do buy a Honda Africa Twin, just a base entry level, you're not going touring or anything too crazy, you've got to take it camping. This bike is in its element, just rocking up to campsites, pitching up, get your luggage off, go for a nice drive, luggage back on in the morning, and off you go. Acceleration is nice and quick, kicks down, moves well. So the wind resistance on the Africa Twin, even with that low screen, is actually quite good. I'm not getting a lot of buffeting in my helmet, but as you can see, this is probably roughly where my eye level is up here, and I've got no protection from that screen. The screen is literally protecting me from about the neck down. So roughly any debris that hits the screen is going to keep it clear of my body, but if I get anything flick up, it's just going to nudge me in the head. So it would be really nice to get a bigger screen on this standard version. But if you are going to be buying this bike, I do highly recommend you get a larger windscreen. It would just make riding a lot more effortless, a lot more comfortable when you do jump on the motorway. Even if you're going on the motorway just a couple of junctions or for 15 minutes, it will make that ride so much more enjoyable than without the windscreen. So that is something that would definitely need changing. But other than that, the stability of the motorcycle is really good on the motorway. Your legs are not very protected, but it doesn't really give you much of an issue. to activate cruise control, you press down on the cruise control button and then just activate it nice and easy. To turn it off, you can either clutch it, sorry, it doesn't have a clutch, you can either hand brake, rear brake, or cancel it completely. So yeah, for a long distance on the motorway, it is really good. As you can see, we're going up a hill slightly, so my miles per gallon has dropped. However, this bike is unbelievable on fuel. You're looking around about, on a cruise on the motorway, about 60 to 70 miles per gallon, which is what I've been getting out of the instant miles per gallon. So it does really well, and I've put 2 full tanks of fuel in this bike so far. Wales and back to Crescent Honda on 2 tanks of fuel. Absolutely brilliant. So we're just leaving Wales, heading back home to England. This has been a really good trip on the Africa Twin. Hopefully the review does this bike justice and you get a good idea of what this bike is like to own over a good 500 miles. God, the wind is really strong, and honestly, if this bike had a bigger windscreen, it would make such a difference to riding. It would make, I mean, at the moment we're on the bridge, but I'm getting wind in my front really hard. It's not a struggle to stay on the bike, it is just a lot of wind coming at me from the front. So I think if that windscreen was fitted, this bike would be so much more enjoyable. And there we go, we are out of Wales. The tour on the Africa Twin is now finished, and we're done. Back to the British road.